Hello, welcome to Read Your Reality with Reese. I am Reese, and I'll be your host for this lecture. So, here we go. I was contemplating quite a few things this morning. I'm still contemplating them, so I said, let's make a video while I contemplate them and see where we end up together. So, it's basically what creates your reality, right? What is the mechanism that is creating your reality? Like, what's going on here? What's the deal? And it's like your focus creates reality. Okay, what does that mean? Now you can either go down this two ways. One, you can effort and willingly force yourself to will it into physical being. But now in a kind of a reverse engineered kind of way, you are manifesting the version of you that is willing it into existence. So you experience yourself will something into existence, and you say, okay, but does that matter if it's going to come into existence anyway? I don't know if it will come into existence. I think that's up to you. You know, like it's one of those things where it's like you see those video titles. Say this affirmation 10,000 times, and something will happen. Something will happen. Whatever the affirmation is about, right? That happens, and gets kind of like confusing to some people because it's like 10,000 times. That's so many. 10,000 times. How many seconds is that? That's got a few. I think it's like what 3,600 in an hour. So what 3 hours? Jeez. It take about 3 hours to say this. I am rich. I am rich. I am rich. I guess it's a bit short if you're saying it quickly. Not my point. So listening to other people, listening to other videos, and learning myself and understanding myself and seeing what it is I know, you get to this question, and this is where I decided to make the video, like at the specific question, right? What you put your attention on, you become more aware of as I am awareness. That is it backwards? Yeah, it's probably backwards for you guys. I'll post a screenshot, I guess. Okay, let me just read it. What you put your attention on, you become more aware of. What you put your attention on, you become more aware of. Right. Obviously. What you put your attention on, you become more aware of. What does that mean? What does that mean? If you put your attention on the 3D manifested circumstances and conditions, you become more aware of the 3D manifested circumstances and conditions, and more of it comes into your being, more of it perpetuates, more of it is manifest because you're saying this is where I want to be by putting your attention on it. Remember, you don't have negative and positive attention. You have negative and positive feeling, and that directs your attention, but it doesn't tell you what to do. If something doesn't feel good, it means your attention is not where you would prefer it to be. Move it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like touching a hot pan or the stove top, where it's like the pain isn't moving your hand. You are moving your hand because you are in pain. Right? A warm bath is not telling you to stay in it. You are staying in it because it feels good. You know, that's what it means. So I think Abraham Hicks, it is Abraham Hicks who says your emotional guidance system. Emotional guidance system is not telling you what's right and wrong. It's telling you how you feel about it. You can change how you feel about it depending on whether you decide it's right or wrong. But it's currently just telling you what that. You know, it's like I think the plan analogy is pretty good, where the pain isn't telling you to move your hand. You moved your hand because it was in pain. If you are imagining and thinking and contemplating and putting your awareness on something that is not feeling good, it's saying, you don't like this. Why are you here? You can stay here. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you how you feel about it. That's about it. That's it, right? So what you put your attention on, you become more aware of. So, if you put your attention on the way you would like things to be, preferably, you feel better, you feel good, you feel elated, you feel joy, you feel bliss, you feel emotions that say, I want to be here. The emotions are telling you you feel good here. The emotions are telling you, your emotional guidance system is saying you feel good here. Okay, now what? That's the question, right? Now what do I do? Well, technically, and this is actually like true as far as I'm saying it right now, and I believe this to be true. Nothing. You've consciously made an assertion, an intention that this is where I feel good, this is what I choose my reality to be. That's it. I don't care what it is. If it's like all your bills are paid, that's what feels good to you, that's what your reality is. If it's holding the person that you love, that's what feels good to you, that's your reality. That's who you are. That's the identity that you identify with. You identify with this person that's doing this. You are that person doing this. So, what you become more aware of, you trust and believe. But what is it that you trust and you believe? You know, that can be very confusing. Like, what are you trusting and what are you believing in? Because if you become more aware of yourself in the reality you desire to be in your imagination, what are you trusting? What are you believing? Like, what are you believing? What are you trusting? And there's a whole lot of things. It's like, do I trust that this is my reality? Do I trust that this exists? Do I trust God is giving this to me? Do I trust like it's working out? Do I trust what? Do I trust my attention makes reality? Do I trust I am the center of reality? Do I trust that I have the divine right to move my attention to wherever it is and experience that, knowing that it is going to be and it already is my physical unfolding of experiencing? What are you trusting? You're trusting that this is real, and is it as just as simple as that? And what you trust and believe is your reality. You trust all of it. So, what do you believe right now? What do you believe right now? And here's the thing, all things exist. You start there, right? Otherwise, it doesn't really work, I don't think. All things exist. You start there. All things exist. If all things exist, all things are true. If all things are true, everything is true. If everything is true or can be true or can be an experience of a truth, for example, I am not something, you can experience that as a certain truth, but it doesn't technically exist. I am the version of myself that I desire to be, and that exists, and I believe that. All those truths exist. So what's going on here with belief and trust? Because when you want to believe something, you say, well, what am I believing in? Because I have all these other thoughts about what's going on, what's going on, and what's going on. None of that's my reality. Well, how do you want to believe that? How do you want to believe that? Do you want to say, I'm trusting this, I'm trusting that? Trusting what? Trusting that this is my reality, that this is going on, that this is where I'm trusting, that this is where my attention is, not where I consciously put it, but what thoughts are coming out and about, and that's where my attention is. Is that what you're trusting? Is that what you're believing in? You don't want to, like, you don't want to do that. I think not wanting to even do that is an indication of that's not what you believe in, that's not what you trust in, that's not who you say you are. You know, so I create my own reality, as in not my physical self. That physically focused self doesn't really do it. It has that willpower. My metaphysical self, my true self, my higher self, the attention that I focus on is focusing that power that I am one with, the God that I'm one with. It's nothing to do with me doing it. It's my focus that creates my reality. And there are going to be endless thoughts that say otherwise, endless things that say otherwise, but it's like, but those thoughts can come about in such a way that will make you question what you're believing in. And your conviction, I feel, is what you consciously choose to believe. It's like, I am more aware in every moment, more about my desired end, the more about the way I feel about it, the more about the way I am as it, the more about the way I desire it to be, more about how I love it, more about how I love experiencing it, more about how I want it to grow and be more intimate and more deeper and more loving and more this and more that. I am more aware of that. I trust that it will continuously get deeper and more loving and more, and I'll be more and more aware of it because my intention is to put more awareness on it. I think if you're putting awareness on whether you trust and believe it, then you're skipping the first step. Whereas trust and believe is automatic. I don't believe you need to actually focus on whether or not you're aware, whether you trust and believe something. I think you just continuously put your awareness on your desired end, trusting that you just putting your awareness on your desired end is trusting and is believing in your desired end. Because that's what you identify with. So I identify with my desired end. That's where I'm going to put my awareness on it. So I am aware that I am who I desire to be. I'm aware that this is who I am. I assume, because I'm the creator, that I'm one with the creator and that God in me always says yes because he's given me everything, that is what's unfolding. It might look topsy-turvy. It might look like there's endless gaps and space and distance between it. But if there really was endless gap, space, and things between it, and I really believed in those gaps, space, and endless things between it, I don't think I would allow myself to actually be aware of it in the way that I want it to be. So that's where you put your awareness on knowing this, allowing it to grow in you, allowing it to grow within you, knowing that the 3D, 4D, and 5D, as people have pegged it, doesn't really matter where you are experiencing it. It's just your experience. Remember, what's going on out there is not actually what you think is going on out there. It's impossible for your 3D mind to know truly what's going on out there, and that's why sometimes when you interact with it over time, you get shocked. You say, oh, okay, that's cool, or that's not cool. So what you are continuously aware of is constant, because it's your constant awareness and your attention that is your experience of reality, and that's the only thing that actually matters. What am I aware of in my imagination? Because that is the only thing that's real. What you continuously, consciously pull in as your attention and awareness is what's reality, is what reality is, because reality is manifest from what you are imagining in every moment of yourself. And yourself is that image. So where I put my awareness and my intention is what I'm experiencing right now. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Like where is your attention? Is your attention on being aware of what it is you desire? Is it on whether you believe and you trust it? Or is it on what you identify with? You see, those three things kind of form the only linear line. So I think if you just focus, I believe if you just focus on your desired end, that's the only thing that matters. And everything unfolds when you're going along with it. And I said this in another video, but I think it's like aperture. A lot of the time, you're trying to believe something. That's not for you to do. You see, none of your beliefs are like hard set. Just know that they're not hard set. Choose to believe in your awareness is where you want it to be. I believe that. Believe that your awareness is where you want it to be. I believe my awareness is on my desired end. That's where I want it to be. I trust in that. I trust my own awareness, my own beliefs, my own attention on where I put it is where I want it to go. My conviction is I'm going to continuously return to being aware of where it is I choose my life to go, where it is I choose to, what it is I choose to be experiencing right now, who it is I choose to be right now is who I imagine myself to be. I don't have to bend the world to do that. And I know sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming, especially when it's people you care about, like for yourself. Even as a coach, right? Even as a coach, there's people in my life that are going through stuff. and I love them dearly. And you can't help but have this knee-jerk reaction of wanting to do something about it. But I know in my heart that the stuff just all exists. There's nothing to do about it. There's nothing to do about it. It's just choosing again and again and again and again and again. Remember, I make my own reality. Everyone else makes theirs. But what you are seeing of them is an intertwining story that matches yours, because you are an infinite being. And from your perspective, you are seeing it in a certain perspective, right? In my perspective, I'm seeing that, but I'm not seeing your perspective. I'm seeing a version of you that resonates with what I am saying. And you are being a version of yourself by listening to me that resonates with what I'm saying. But anyway, so where is your attention? Is your attention on whether you trust or believe? Because then that's going to be a coin flip. Is your attention on what you identify is? That's fine. But I believe and trust that just put your attention on what your desired end is and let God do the rest. I know you have endless thoughts about this and that and this and that, and those thoughts in turn are not necessarily where you put your attention, but having so many makes you feel as if, is my attention on these thoughts? Is my attention on the wrong? Is my attention on the wrong thing? Is my self-concept on the wrong thing? Am I doing something wrong by having these thoughts popping in and out, in and out, in and out, and I'm feeling them. Sometimes I feel them quite deeply. No, you're not calling them into action. You're just letting them be. By knowing, with all of these frames of reality that are only connected via me, the one that I choose to experience right now and identify with is the one that I consciously call forth and put my attention on and as. Because I am attention, because I am awareness, and my awareness gives it life. That's who I am. So, I hope that makes sense. I hope that was clear. I like to make a video of self-explanation so you can find it together, in a sense. That being said, I love you all. Take care. Thank you for the liking, subscribing, and following, and questions. There is a Facebook group that you can join if you want to ask me more things and discuss more things. I'd love to. And there's a TikTok page as well. More from me soon. Much love. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Peace out and much love. Bye.